you guys? Blackjack here with the Guns, More Guns channel, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Dollar Gun Store series. We're doing something a little bit different today. We actually had a different gun queued up for Episode 2, but when this one came on sale at the price it was at, you know, we really couldn't walk away from it, you know, so we went ahead and picked it up. So without further ado, what we have here is the Remington RP9. What you're going to get when you purchase this gun, and price point on it was pretty good. Ended up picking this one up after the rebate. It will have been $209 after shipping and everything's all said and told. They had a Christmas sale for Christmas of 2017 where the gun was marked to $299 with a $100 mail-in rebate. And so for, let's say, $199 or $299, whichever you end up paying, you're going to get the gun in the box. You're going to get a couple of extra backstraps, which is kind of nice. You're going to get the lock, which again is pretty standard issue stuff. You're going to get 2 magazines, and I'll kind of talk about these magazines in a little bit here. And of course, then you're going to get the gun. Let me get my box put away here. So we've already had this gun out onto the range, and you're going to see that in the screen here as we start pulling up some of our range footage. I'd like to kind of talk while that's going about how we tested this on the range. Took 250 rounds of Remington 115 grain UMC, just kind of the Walmart special stuff. Ran it through the gun, and then we did 50 rounds of the S&B 124 grain. This gun ran basically flawlessly, and when I say basically, we did have a failure to feed, double feed kind of a situation, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. I'm sure you'll see it on the screen. But, you know, for what we paid for the gun, it ran like a freaking champ. I mean, you really couldn't ask for anything better. So let me start to talk about some of the features that I also really like about this. One of the things I don't like, it comes with 2 magazines. And I guess we'll start with the things I don't like first, just because we'll try to end it on a high note. It only comes with 2 magazines. And when you only have 2 magazines, I don't know. I guess I just figured they could have thrown an extra magazine in there, because this is like a duty size handgun. And when I say duty size handgun, when you compare it to the Glock 17, it's very similar in size. You know, the size-wise is very similar. The RP9 is PR9 is a little bit longer. So you're going to have a little bit of a longer sight radius on it, but not much. But otherwise, it's basically a full-size handgun. And I just think that full-size handguns like this really should come with that 3rd magazine. Now, I know I just bitched about the magazines, but I also don't like this kind of wonky base plate that they put on them. Whatever, that's an aesthetic thing. And really, the only other thing about this gun that I didn't like was it has a very unattractive rear end. And I don't like this right here, this kind of big hole. I just feel like a bunch of dirt and shit's going to get inside of there. But aside from that, the gun has a lot of really redeeming features. I love the fact that they put the front slide serrations on this thing, something that many manufacturers still haven't figured out that people want. You do have like this sort of chamber loaded indicator right here. The sights are steel 3 dots, which is fantastic. Again, not that I'm trying to shit on my own Glock too much, but I had to pay to put the steel sights on this one, and I don't like that. I think that, again, a handgun should come with steel sights. The gun's got a real natural point to it, and again, let me try to get the sights in there for you. And, you know, overall, runs really well, especially when you compare it to other guns in the same price range. I don't think that right now, at least if you picked one of these up for $200, I don't think that right now you're going to find a less expensive gun on the market that's going to give you everything that this one's going to give you. Alright, so what I'd like to talk about now is I'd like to show you a quick takedown on this. As you guys I'm sure are seeing by now in our screen, we fired quite a few rounds, and the only breaks we took were to reload the mags. The mags themselves got pretty funky. I know that they got pretty dirty. The gun itself got pretty dirty, and we didn't even see that malfunction until we hit about, I think it was like the last 2 magazines. So I mean, we were well into the 200 round range by the time we finally hit that malfunction. So to take this thing down, pretty simple. First and foremost, I know people on YouTube are crazy about this. Yes, the gun is empty, even though you've seen me playing with it now for the last 5 minutes. So you're going to lock your slide back. You're going to hit your little lever here. You're going to let the slide come forward, pull the trigger, and now it comes apart. So, and then of course everything else is pretty standard issue. And when I said that we got this thing dirty, I mean, we got this thing dirty. This thing is pretty funky. So, I mean, as you can see, my hands are just getting funked up just handling this. And again, that UMC ammo is pretty filthy. I mean, it's pretty foul. I don't know if I can't get a good picture of that, but The UMC ammo was pretty dirty, and it ate it all up. That was right out of the box. To reassemble, you put your barrel back, and make sure that's nice and tight right there. Now you're gonna have to, right here, you might kind of have to push that down a little bit, and you might have to, you're gonna have these little rails right here. You're gonna have to, you might have to push it down just a little bit to get it to fit. You heard a nice little click there. Lock it back, and that's it. So takedown operation is pretty simple. In real time, the trigger comes apart. Put it back together, push down, lock it back. It's good to go. And so, once again, takes down pretty easy. It is pretty dirty right now. After having shot it like that, we didn't clean it or anything. You know, I guess kind of one last really thing to really talk about here. The trigger on this thing is okay. It's not the greatest, but surprisingly better. So it's got an okay break. And the reset's pretty decent on it too. And you know, again, we were, you'll see kind of in the you know, our range footage that we have up here in the corner, you'll kind of see that we were doing some aimed shots, we were doing some more rapid fire shots. One of the limitations to doing the indoor range, you know, opposed to our outdoor range where we can really have the fun, is obviously that the indoor range is by us, there's no rapid fire, there's none of that kind of stuff. We really do prefer to shoot on our home range where possible, but the range that we were at is decent enough. You know, it got the job done for us. You know, so hey, we'll take what we can get, right? You know, with that being said, you know, I don't know that I'm gonna be able to keep this one. I mean, this one might kind of recycle in my collection, although if I do end up selling this one, it's going to be a really tough sell, just because you know, I did so well with it, and you know, it shoots really well, and you know, for the price that I paid after the rebate, it'll be $209. I don't know that I'm ever going to get a handgun that's kind of this good so far. I mean, I may get to 500 rounds and it might fall apart. I don't know. You're going to get a much better handgun than this for the $200 price point. I haven't shopped for holsters, full disclosure. I haven't shopped for holsters. I haven't shopped for extra magazines or any of that kind of stuff. Really, I think that the holsters for this are probably going to be the one thing that are going to be its limiting factor. You know, obviously, when you have, you know, your sort of mainstream guns like the Glocks, the XDs, anything else, Smith & Wesson MPs, you can find holsters for days. I haven't really seen too many holsters for this. However, I'm sure companies like Alien Gear will be making holsters for these if they don't already. You know, it's not like you won't be able to find one. Your selection just might be kind of limited. So, with that being said, I think it's about time that we wrap this one up. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed our review. We have some really great things coming up in the upcoming seasons, the upcoming episodes of our Dollar Gun Store series. You know, as you guys have already seen with our little plate carrier review, we got some really cool mini reviews we're going to try to get done for you guys. You know, and just kind of have fun with it. So we'll see you guys on the range next time.